It's all we can do right now. We can use sentries to stay alive, but that's the only option we have. Right now, we were able, nice force fields by purple, able to pick off a few more units. A few zealots kind of got overzealous with that charge and started heading over. I'm sending in my zerglings to do extra damage to the stalkers right now. Zerglings coming in to try and do some damage. Realize that there's still a lot of zealots and backs back up. I've just now been able to macro up a good economy, not the best, but still something to keep me to allow me to start macroing up an army. We see roaches on production from red, as well as Hydralisk. Hydralisk now coming in. We see that he's preemptively putting down spore crawlers, just probably from simply being worried about another Dark Templar drop. They are both so worried about the Dark Templar drop. They're just making sure that they can if they decide to attack anytime soon, they can still get by with a healthy economy without being afraid of losing it. Zerg is going in for a sneak attack with his Zerglings, which I am completely not ready for. I did not rebuild spine crawlers like I should have. They pick off the queen. They're going to start picking off the drones. As you can see, that my focus was elsewhere. I did not notice that in time. I was able to move back my my drones in time. Blue should have gone for an attack right now. If he had done that, then it would have been a lot harder for us to defend, but he opted not to do that. My Mutalisk just popped. That was with the help of purple pooling some money and gas to me, so I could get out as many as possible. I did not know that these spore crawlers were here, and as soon as a reaction to these Mutalisks popping, he puts down even a third spore crawler. I only thought there was one here, so I just stayed here, and I didn't realize that the queen had so much energy saved up, was able to keep those alive a lot longer than they should have. On top of that, he had transferred almost all of his drones down here, or lost them somehow. I'm not sure. Probably from making too many spore crawlers. And all these Hydralisks just started taking them out. We can see that's when we decided to push, because Zerg decided to fall back. I believe. Actually, let's go back and let's check that out. Let's see what happened exactly. Speeding up the game, going through, seeing what's going to happen. Defended that off. Nice. Zerg retreats. Let's go a little bit faster. 8 speed, really fast. Yeah. Oh, that's when he decides to poke, and while Zerg's attention was away, he picked off all the Zerglings. Great maneuver. He, as soon as he sees him put down the Guardian Shield, he goes ahead and retreats and waits for the Guardian Shields to kind of wear off a little bit. Then he goes ahead and goes straight in. I would prefer him to target the Immortals, which he's doing right now. Good job. Zerg's attention is elsewhere, so he's not able to help reinforce this army. We see that blue has gotten way too much money. He's not able to macro enough, and he's losing. He cannot. If he had macroed better and stopped worrying about microing per se and just decided to retreat, I think he would have been able to defend this a lot better. Like, he doesn't have enough gas. Why not build zealots? You need to spend the money somewhere, so you might as well build some zealots and focus in on that. I send my Zerglings. I want to get rid of this proxy pylon. I wanted to make sure that if blue decided to go for the tech option of Dark Templar, that it wouldn't be close to home. What I decided to do is I think once again we're behind, so I'm thinking what tech option will help us. I see that red is building plenty of Hydras, and I see that that blue is still sticking to mass stalkers. What does well against both of them? Well, roaches do marvelous against Hydralisks, and they're very cost effective in that manner. And I also figure Infestor would be a great way to deal with the Hydralisks, because they have low health and they are not a very armored unit. I mean, they will take a lot of damage. And Stalkers, I also noticed that he had Blink from before, so it's another way to lock them down, make sure that they are not able to blink away. and this way, it's another way of teching to a unit to keep us alive. We are still behind by quite a bit. We see that ground missile level 2 is coming up, and I'm just about to start my upgrade. So I'm behind. I'm ahead in tech in one way, and I'm behind in another way. What are the upgrades here for Protoss? Protoss, my Protoss ally has 2 upgrade, which is a smart one. 2 attack is actually better than a 1-1 upgrade. I mean, if you're going double tech, then yes, get 1-1. But if you only have 1 forge, don't get the ground armor. Just go ahead and keep upgrading your weapons, because time and time again, 2 upgraded attack will always beat 2 upgraded a 1-1 upgrade. I decided to go down here. I wanted to expand. My money was starting to get a little high, and it's a good way to, when your money starts getting high, maybe think about expanding. And it's not necessarily in trying to find a way to spend your money or that your macro slippering. Especially for Zerg, you not only get another hatchery so you can spend your money a little bit faster, but you also get ready to get more gas. And gas is so important as Zerg. I mean, you can mass an army. Zerglings are very important in any playing Zerg during any time. Zerglings are something you should always consider. And that's kind of a mistake that I continuously have throughout my games, is I don't build enough. I noticed this huge army down here by the bottom gold, and I'm pretty sure they're aiming up for attack. I'm pretty sure they think that we have taken this expo by now. We see that Blue had supply blocked himself and is building more pylons, and charge is also going down, which is a great option, especially late game. I mean, zealots early game are great, but they really lose all hope until you can get that charge out. And really all they are to tank damage, and that's what that charge is there for, to make sure that those units are attacked first. We still have a very tech oriented army. We just want to stay alive. I mean, we didn't even know that Blue had taken this expo. I mean, Purple took it and then lost it. I go down here to make sure that Red had not taken this expo. At this point, we're really worried that they're going to start out macroing us, and that's what we do not want. We want them to stay on 2 base long enough for us to catch up on our 2 base. So right now, this is the time when Red, I believe, decides to opt out to take this expo over this one. I just took down the rocks because I was looking to expand here, but I was not ready for anything of the sort. Purple does go down here to expand. We also see ground weapons level 2 for Blue going down. I'm getting telling claws right now because I want to be able to keep my army alive. I want to be able to make it more efficient than my opponent's army. So I go down here to try and engage. Unfortunately, these force fields would have done well had Blue not had Blink, but because he had Blink and we put down those force fields, it actually prevented me from him still staying engaged with Purple and me being able to use my infestors for fungal growth. But because Red decides to go here, this is when I decided to pull back. I wanted to make sure that my my fungal growth is able to take full effect before I fully engage. Right now Purple is engaging. I actually did not want him to do this, but I couldn't. I was so focused into the game that I wasn't able to tell him to let my fungal growth do the work, so we lost less units. Blue went ahead and decided to take out this expansion over here. And Blue is moving up. I believe he's blinking up right now to start harassing the main base. Luckily, this is completely mined out. All that's here is 136 gas. Hopefully, it doesn't take out too many tech structures. So that's what we're worried about. Right now, I decided to take out his zealots and his immortals. So that's one major thing less to worry about. Right now, we want to sandwich him, so I try to leave my. I decided to leave my roaches here to make sure that we are able to get rid of the rest of their force. At the same time, I am still trying to macro up, still trying to get it all up. And now I'm moving back. I don't know why I leave these roaches. I unburrow them now. Now we bring them over here to check this expo to make sure that nothing's being built. I see that they're being built, and I want to get rid of that. Don't want that to start kicking in, because once that does, it will be the end of the game for us. We will not be able to continue playing. Another Hydra army being macroed up. I honestly don't agree with this because of my major tech switch into basically dealing with Hydras. I really think that he should have opted going for either high tech or moving into Mutalisk of his own to deal with my roaches. Just to force me to have a more mixture of units, so his Hydralisk could do more damage to my army. Because right now, with my burrow, my tunneling claws, my fungal growth, it's going to be really hard for him to deal with it. I finally take this out. I believe there was an engagement right here I was able to fend off. I don't have enough energy to do any more fungal growths, but I go ahead and engage this anyways, because why not have a concave, a nice surround. You're able to do a lot more damage than just being clumpled up in one little area. They were able to defend this off. I also take my roaches over here. I wanted to check this before I went ahead and tried to take this expansion. Then Red was going for a counterattack, which I don't think was a great idea. Right now, what I think Red needs to do is he never rebuilt his drones after using them for whatever purpose or even losing them. Even right now, he's deciding to build something else. And yes, we were running out of minerals. We were really nervous that we were going to lose the game, specifically because we've been behind for most of this game. We were quite surprised that we weren't able to... we've survived this long. I mean, it's just been fighting back after fighting back for the game. As we can see in production, that I got level 2 for both my armor and my weapons going up. So I will finally have caught up in upgrades for my Zerg army. I still believe that I have a better unit composition versus Red Zerg, as well as versus our Protoss enemy. I believe that it would have been really nice if my ally decided to go for Colossus, and it would have been devastating if had they gone for it. I see that we were able to catch Blue as he was trying to transfer his probes over to the other base, so we attacked at the opportune moment, and they did not have enough money to deal with this. I mean, they were all gone, and that's the end of the game. Hopefully this is better quality. If not, well, I'll try again, and hopefully I get more views this time. I mean, I'm going to be making these videos regardless if you guys like me or not, so yeah, good game.